Alright, in this video we're going to continue our maze game. I want to add enemies and the ability to shoot them in this game. So I'm actually going to do the shooting first. So that's what we're going to add in this game. So let's make a new sprite for my bullet. Choose a new sprite. So again, you could use one from here, like you could shoot apples or something, but I'm just going to make my own. And so we're just going to use the paint, and I'm just going to do a little circle. Circle like this, and we'll make it I don't know what color, say like something like that. That's a little big for a bullet, so we're just gonna oops undo. Okay, what here we go. I'm just gonna zoom in here, make that a little smaller. Something like that should be about the right size for a bullet. We see it over here. Looks good to me. Okay, so we'll go with that. Great. Okay, so now that I have my bullet, and I'll just give it the name here, bullet. Okay, so I'm going to go into my cat code, and I'm gonna add, how should I do a bullet? I guess space bar. So I'm gonna detect another event. So we'll go control, and we go if, and we go sensing, and we go space bar, touching, no, button pressed, key pressed. And that's gonna be space, perfect. Okay, so how is this going to work? We want to create a new bullet every time that I do this. So I'm going to go to control, and I'm going to go to this one right here, create a clone. Create a clone of, and we want bullet. So create a clone means like create a new one of those. And so there we go. We'll add that in right there. Just in my forever loop. And this time let's try it and see. And if I press space, nothing happens. Okay, so what we want to do is actually, did something happen? We don't know where it is. It's probably up here where it by default went. So I need to go into my bullet and do a couple of things to kind of clean things up here. Okay, so in my bullet, okay, well, we need the green flag. We always need the green flag, but this time when green flag is clicked, I'm just gonna hide because I don't want to see any bullets at the beginning of the game. I only want to see bullets when I press space. And what happens when I press space is that a clone of this is created. So in my control, there should be an instruction called when I start as clone. This one right here, when I start as clone. And so what do I want to do when I start as clone? Okay, first, well, let's just see what happens here. Let's press the green flag. Okay, it's hiding. Perfect. That one didn't appear. Press space, and okay, nothing happened. So we need to make something happen here. Let's go. So where is this bullet supposed to be created? Well, at the place where the cat is, right? Because the cat is shooting the bullets. So we're going to say go to. So we go to motion, go to, and then right here, this one, go to random position. No, go to cat. So that means it's going to start at the cat. And then we want to show it, because right now it's hidden. So it's still hidden, even though it's gone to the cat. That's why nothing showed up when I played it a minute ago. Let's go show. All right, let's play that again. And this time, if I press spacebar, look, a bullet appeared. Look, another bullet appeared. We have all these bullets. In fact, if I just hold down the spacebar, it looks like Pac-Man in the opposite of Pac-Man. Anyways, great. That's progress. But we want my bullets to move. And so we're going to go get a forever loop. And in the forever loop, we're going to make the bullet move. Change x by 10. All right, let's see what happens here. Okay, I shoot, press space, and there we go. They are moving. Perfect. Okay, I want it to move in the direction that I'm facing though. If I'm facing left and I press space, it shoots right. That's kind of weird. So how do I know where I'm facing? Well, I don't actually know which way I'm facing. So I need to find out which way I'm facing, and for that I'm going to create a variable to store the place where I'm facing. What's the name going to be? Well, I can name it whatever I want. I'm going to name it facing. So where am I going to put this variable? Well, in my cat variable, I know exactly where I'm changing directions, and it's where I'm doing next costume. So right there where I'm doing next costume, I'm going to do set facing to. This one right here, set facing to. Right, that's just my variable, facing. And I'm going to put it right where I'm changing directions, right there. Set facing to, so, whoops, that's not right. Sorry. I want to do it in the left and the right, right? So here, point in direction 90, set facing to. This is where the right arrow is pressed, so I'm going to set facing to right. And then down at the left, I'm going to set facing to left. Great. All right, so go back to my bullet, and now I'm going to put an if. No, I'm going to put an if then else. Okay, so if facing equals, so we get an equals, and we get the facing. If facing equals left, then I'm going to change x by 10. No, negative 10. Otherwise, I'm going to change x by positive 10. Put that back in. All right, let's try it now. So I'm facing right, it shoots right. I'm facing left, and it shoots left. Perfect. All right, so my next job is going to be to make it so that, well, two things that I want to do. One, I want to limit the number of bullets that it is shooting at any one time. And the other thing that I would like to do is to make it so that the bullets stop when the wall stops. Okay, so let's tackle the bullets stopping at the walls first. So what I need to do is probably make a in the bullet. We already saw how the cat interacts with the walls, and with the cat, when we touch the wall, we just stop moving, or we like kind of go back. With the bullet, it's much easier because when we touch the wall, we can just delete it. So we're just going to go into the forever loop of my bullet, and we're going to get a if. And we're going to sense the black, same as how we did it with the cat. So touching color, we'll change that to black. Like so. Okay. And then we'll just go in control. There is one called delete this clone. And so that's just going to delete when it touches a wall. Let's try that. Perfect. So it's stopping at the wall. So making it stop or not fire so many bullets at once is going to be a little trickier. Basically what I'm looking for here is like a cooldown. And so it's going to limit. So right now, right here, if key space press, create clone of bullet. This is in my forever loop, which means that it's running, I don't know, many times per second. So for it to only run once every so often, we need to put some kind of counter in here, which is gonna, stop it from running all the time. So I'm gonna create a new variable, and we'll call it cooldown. Okay, so basically, I'm gonna set my cooldown to 0 initially. So we'll set cooldown, and this is in my cat sprite. Right at the beginning of the game, cooldown is 0, and then I only want this. Oops. I only want this to work. Basically, create the bullet. only if the cooldown is actually 0. All right, so we'll get another if, and we'll say if cooldown equals 0, get my cooldown here, equals 0, and then we're gonna create the clone of the bullet. Okay. So when I have fired the bullet, this is the point at which I want my cooldown to be, I guess, higher than 0, or I want to set a number that is going to count down from until I can fire the next bullet. So I'm going to set my cooldown. So right after I create the bullet, I'm going to set the cooldown to, I don't know, let's say 30, for example. You could set it whatever number that you want. So we put this back in to the forever loop. So that's the bullet taken care of. But right now, my cooldown is set to 30. We want it to like decrease until it hits 0 again. So I'm going to put another if into my forever loop. If. And basically, if my cooldown is bigger than 0, I want to decrease my cooldown. Change cooldown by -1. But that's only if my cooldown is bigger than 0. So I'm using the greater than here. Okay. And we get my cooldown. So if the cooldown is greater than 0. And that's going to go into the if. Just like that. So basically, as long as I still have a positive cooldown, every time I go through the loop, my game loop, it's going to decrease cooldown by 1. When it finally gets to 0, then I should be able to shoot again. So I'm going to put this right in my forever loop. Okay, so just right there. So not inside the spacebar thing, just right in the forever loop. Okay. All right, let's try it. Okay, so pretty good. Okay. I could make the cooldown longer if I want to shoot like, less frequently. Okay, so that should be working out for you. And so, yeah, we got cooldown, we got it hits the wall and it stops. Yeah, looks pretty good. So let's leave it at that. And next time, in the next video, we'll actually create our enemy. Alright, that's all. So see you in the next one.